What's going on, guys? This is Larkin from Internet Money, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to make your drums sound more interesting. I guess you could say it's more of a beginner's tutorial in a way, because it's simple things, but it's the things I apply to my beats every single day. And with making drums, there's kind of no limitation of how creative you can be with making them. So if you know a lot of these things, then just kind of apply them in your own way, or hopefully you'll learn one or two things from this video. I'll start with the kick pattern. Just to get straight into it, I'll start with the kick, show you what I've done on this. It's a I'll play the full pattern first so you can see what we're working with. I apologise as well, I've got a fully blocked nose, so I'm really sorry if I sound ill because I'm kind of struggling to breathe at the moment, so yeah, I do apologise in advance. So if you start with the kick, I must leave the melody on in the background as well. With the kick, what I've done is, it's quite simple, just lower some of the velocity just to give it an extra bounce. So if you listen, without the velocity, it would sound like this. Just gives it a little extra bounce, and this can be applied to any genre of music, not just specifically what I'm making now, anything at all. Don't go too overboard, like changing the velocity of every single kick, unless that's the kind of sound you're going for, but it's just a few little kicks here and there, especially like these double ones here. It works really well for them, so especially ones like this, just add that little change of velocity and it really does add a nice effect onto them. If we go to the hi-hats next, hi-hat, I'll play the pattern real quick. Okay, so if we get rid of all the velocity, and I'll show you what I've done with the actual hi-hats themselves. I can't even get over there. There we go, with the hi-hats themselves. So I'll highlight them. This one, no, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. As you can see with the hi-hats I have highlighted, I have slightly moved them off tempo, which gives them this kind of delayed effect, which I'll play now just to show you. And if I was to put them kind of where they're supposed to be, let's say, like here, they would sound like this. Which is, it's fine, but it's kind of robotic. It's not very interesting. It won't get boring because it's kind of not the main thing in the beat, but for me personally, I like to make it more interesting for myself to make. I like creating more interesting drums, if that makes sense. So that's one thing you can do with them. Obviously, again, like I said with the kick, don't go overboard unless that's the kind of sound you're going for. It can work when you put every single one off tempo. It gives it a nice bounce, but for kind of this kind of style of music, it probably won't work too well. If you're doing like hip hop beats, then it would work quite well with that. And velocity and hi-hats, they're quite important as well. I always change the velocity of my hi-hats in my beat, so I'll go through the pattern again and just change some velocity, and we'll see the outcome in a sec. And all I've done is change the velocity on them, and it's added that little bit more effect to it, made it a little bit more interesting to listen to. And kind of the final thing I do with hi-hats is pan. I don't pan every one, but as you can see, I've panned a few, just again to make it a little bit more interesting to listen to and a little bit more interesting to create. simple as that, and it sounds a lot better in my opinion. Next, you got the Vox. If you listen to my beats kind of personally, you'll know that in a lot of my beats I like to chop up kind of chants and voxes, just to give them like a little bounce. So if I play this now, so with this, all I've done is this here. I've gone to instrument and volume. So that's down, hold all the way up, and the rest all the way down. Change to cut itself. And what that does, that allows me full kind of control of this. So when I click it, it plays for how long I like. If I put a note in, if you see what I mean, it gives me full control over it, which makes it very easy to chop up. So what I've done, as you can see, is made it a little short one there, a really small one here, and then put it long again. Again, like I've said a few times before, don't go overboard with it. Just put it in certain spots in the beat, and it will kind of add a different effect to it. It like straight off the bat, people might not be able to tell that's the chant you've chopped up, but it just sounds good to me in my opinion. I like putting it in my beats. I'm really sorry about my throat, it is hurting like crazy. That open hat next. So with the open hats, I like to be quite creative in my open hats, make them some, because they can get quite repetitive, just kind of the same sound over and over again. So with my open hats, a lot of the time I like to slide them like you would 808s. So if I play the pattern right now, so if I took out all of the slides, it would sound like this. Oops. But the slides make it that little bit more interesting. And there's no limit to what you can do with them. You can do slides everywhere, go crazy with it. Right. Well, it probably won't work too well on the hi-hat, open hat, sorry. But yeah, but you know what I mean. Literally, you can pan them if you want, change their velocity. It's just all kind of simple things that you can do to them that will really give it a nice effect and make your drums stand out from other producers. And lastly, so I mute the melody a sec, put the 808 on with the rest of the drums. So if I play the 808, I'll show you what I've done to it. Play from the start. And what I've done in here is the same thing, as the exact same thing as I've done with the open hat. So I put slides in. So you can put slides anywhere you want in the 808. Don't go too crazy. This may be a little bit too much, but it's just for the tutorial purpose. So as you can see, without any of the slides, sound like this. With the slides. And it makes it nice to listen to, interesting to listen to, and if you kind of work with it, you can get some really good, nice sound 808 patterns that people are like, that's crazy. Like, especially like a producer like Wonder Girl, she's got some crazy 808 patterns, using slides and stuff. It sounds so good. So it's literally as simple as that. It's nothing overly complicated. It's just some velocity, some putting things off tempo, some slides, that's it really, and panning. Just kind of be creative, kind of when making drums especially. There's no limit to how creative you can be with them. Obviously don't make them overly hard to rap over or anything like that, but just kind of try and narrow is so important. Like for a hi-hat pan, I'll make a pan, I'll delete it, I'll make another pan, I'll delete it. Like I'll do it 3 or 4 times until I get the right pattern in a beat. So just all try and error really. I think that's about it for the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and be sure to subscribe to the Internet